YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Dominic Arena. We are back in 2020 with a brand new DGA live. Hanging out with me is Miss Chris.
Hey.
So we've been off for a couple weeks. Last video we did was just a couple days before Christmas. So I hope everybody had a great Christmas, a kick-ass New Year's. We are now in January of 2020, and wanted to start this video out with an announcement. We're getting married.
Yes, we are.
I proposed on Christmas Eve. She said no.
But we're still getting married.
So that's the big news, and that's why we've kind of been off the net, because it's just been hell with family and the holidays, all that stuff, and we said we were going to come back after New Year's anyways and get rocking to it. Now, 2020 is going to be one hell of a year for gaming, for movies, for everything that we talk about pop culture wise. So we wanted to start this video off with a topic that's near and dear to me: 2020 horror films. And what I want to talk about is I kind of want to break this up into three categories. I want to talk about what's actually coming out with dates this year in theaters, the shit that we care about. Because I mean, what is it today? Today's what, January 9th?
10th.
And we already got a new Grudge. The Grudge
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, The Grudge came out on the 3rd. So, I mean, that already hit. That already hit this year. But we're going to talk about...
advertising a lot about that?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, not so much on TV, but, you know, like on social media, you get a clip here and there.
I have not come across not one clip of that.
Yeah, that came...
I also we don't have TV either, so...
Yeah, we're 100% stream. But we're going to talk about the stuff that's coming out in theaters, give you guys some dates, shit that I'm excited about. We're not going to nail everything horror. We are going to talk about confirmed to be determined movies, stuff that is confirmed but doesn't have a release date yet. And then we're going to just touch base on a little bit of rumor. Because let's face it, rumors are rumors. Sometimes they're bullshit, sometimes they are legit.
Yeah.
So I want to start this off with something that I saw. We went and saw Star Wars in the theater.
Twice?
Yeah, right around Christmas time. And we got a sneak peek at a movie coming out in March 20th. And that is A Quiet Place Part 2.
I am really excited about this. I enjoyed the first one. I know a lot of people, it got a lot of hate, but I liked it, and I'm super excited to see it.
I liked it. It was very predictable. But I liked it overall. John, what is his name? Krasinski, I think is his name. The guy from The Office.
Yeah, I don't
He
know.
He starred in it. His character got killed off. He is still a part of this movie as a director. So he is directing the sequel. I don't think he's gonna. He might have a flashback scene in it. Who knows?
Okay.
But I think the majority of the movie is going to be the mother and the kids, because he sacrificed himself at the end of the film for his kids.
Right.
So I think John. I think his name is Krasinski. I forgot the guy from The Office.
I know who you're talking about.
I think he's just going to be behind the scenes with this film, directing, and kind of getting his putting his name out in the horror scene. The next one I want to talk about has a release date of May 15th, and it is a untitled Saw flick. Now, Saw, there's a twist to this one, which has made me laugh.
So you read a spoiler on it?
No spoiler.
Okay.
The name that they're tossing, the reason why it's called Untitled Saw Flick is because there's no name set in stone. The name that's bouncing around the internet is called Organ Donor. And as you know, we got what, fucking 238 Saws? Right, I don't even think I've seen them all. You know what I mean?
There's only...
There's what, 9?
Are there that many?
I
No.
don't know. We'd have to look it up.
No way.
There's a shit ton of saws and tap-offs of saws, like Jigsaw and all this other shit. But there's a shit ton of them. This one is written and directed by Chris Rock. You believe that? Chris Rock is putting his name. Now, I don't know if he's going to lean towards comedy or if he's going to be real serious about this film. But he is writing this film. He's going to star in it. along with Samuel L. Jackson. So we've seen Sam Jackson be in all kinds of movies, comedies, dramas, fucking action,
Right.
playing in the Avengers and shit like that. So Samuel L. Jackson, he's a great fucking actor. I love Samuel L. Jackson. So putting him in a soft flick, that's fine. Last time I remember him in a horror flick, I would say, is Deep Blue Sea, when he gets eaten by the damn shark.
Right.
So it'd be kind of cool to see him in it. Now I don't know what Chris Rock is doing, but this is coming out May 15th this year.
I'm in on that one.
So I'm in on it just to see what Chris Rock is doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, to see if he's any better at movie directing than write music.
Now this film, I knew about this film I'm going to talk about right now. I knew about this for about a year. And I am super excited about it. I will be seeing this by myself in the theater. Candyman. June 12th, 2020. Tony Todd is the Candyman. He's reprising his role, which is fucking great because he's the only Candyman we know. They didn't hire anybody else. He still looks great for his age. They're going back to Chicago. So if you remember the first one, I forgot when it came out.
I only saw the first one. I
want to say it
never
was
cared to
early
see any of the
90s.
others.
Yeah, it scared the shit out of her.
I don't-
She won't watch it.
No.
I remember when I first saw the first one, it was back in the cable box days. Pay-per-view. Remember pay-per-view?
Yep.
They basically had to call up a 1-800 number.
Or you do it online and you click it and buy it
There
over.
was no online back then.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh,
So you
okay.
had
It was
to
probably before I had it.
yeah, you had to call, and then you gave it like a credit card, and then you did it.
I think I do remember something like that.
Yeah, it was through your cable box. It wasn't through satellite or nothing.
Right.
And when you got the movie, you had it for like a 24-hour period, but you had to watch it when it told you to watch it. So 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, you still had to wait. It wasn't like today where you go, hey, I want to on demand, and you fucking press a button
Oh,
and it
okay.
plays.
Yes, I remember. Yeah.
It was on a loop
Yeah.
until the
But you had to
the
wait for
window.
the last one to finish to start the new one.
Right. And I remember
Yeah.
sitting there, and they have a little countdown, and the thing, the movie's going to start in 6 minutes or whatever.
I remember.
And if you popped a fucking VHS and a VCR, you could record that shit.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of movies that had the counter from pay-per-view in the first 2 minutes of the film. So I remember watching that with my buddies back home, and Candyman was a scary flick back then. So this is not a reboot, which is excitingly. They're taking the formula from Halloween. So in 2018, we got Halloween's 40th anniversary, where Jamie Lee Curtis reprised her role as Laurie Strode. She's much older. She plays a grandmother. And Michael Myers was basically incarcerated for 40 fucking years since 1978. So they're going with that route on this film, which I think is awesome. He's going to go back to Chicago. If I remember correctly, the first one was shot in the ghetto, like the Cabrini Green area.
Yes, it was.
That no longer exists, so I don't know where they're going to shoot it. But
Outside.
yeah, probably South Side somewhere. Who the fuck knows? But super excited about the Candyman reboot / anniversary, whatever the hell you want to call it.
We'll see how I feel come that time. I might give it another chance. The last time I gave this movie a chance, the original first one, was probably about 12 years ago, and it still scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
But I also lived alone back then, so now maybe.
Yeah. No, I think
Maybe.
you'll dig it. I think it's gonna be good. Tony Todd's pretty cool.
No, he's not. He's scary.
The last film I saw him in was Hatchet with Kane Hodder.
Right.
He plays the voodoo.
Yeah,
voodoo
I remember when they go to.
He's great.
They
Man.
go to visit him.
We got another Purge coming. The Purge 5. I like the Purge
I
films.
do too, but they're all the same.
They're getting tired, right?
Yeah.
They are getting a little tired, but I like to see what spin they put on it. They always put a little bit of a different twist on it.
Yep.
And that comes out July 10th. And if I remember correctly, I think they all came out in July.
Probably.
Because the one before that had the Statue of Liberty girl on it with the glowing eyes. It was like
yes,
it was
I
like
remember.
a Statue of Liberty mask with the X's that lit up.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, this will be right after 4th of July, so that'll be the summer horror film. I'll see that. I don't know if I'll see it in the theater.
And wait
But
until,
I like the Purge series. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're good.
September 11th, we get a closing to a trilogy on The Conjuring. So we get The Conjuring 3.
This will be great.
I'm really excited about that because I love how The Conjuring spun off and did Annabelle. We got a shit ton of Annabelle films, some of them that went right to video with no theater time, some of them in the theater. But Annabelle was one of those films that did a prequel of a prequel. It kept going further back in time.
Yeah, to give you kind of history.
This is going to put us back to, I think, present day. I could be wrong on the storyline, but it's going to be about the two paranormal investigators, that whole 9 yards. I don't know what cast is on this, but this film, it will be in theaters September 11th this year.
So when you said closing, does that mean this is the last Conjuring? They're not going to be making any more?
That's what I heard. But you know what? Money talks. You know, how many times did they say they were going to end Halloween, and it kept coming back?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, which is going to bring me up to that. We got 2 confirmed Halloweens.
I'm excited about this.
And here's the thing with Halloween, and I love the Halloween franchise. I absolutely love it. The when they did this 40th anniversary one in 2018, and they basically, the way they did it was weird because it's like the second movie never existed. Okay? So 1 and 2 went back to back, if you remember that. And then that third one came out, Season of the Witch, with the fucking Halloween masks. Totally threw a wrench in the fucking works. Right? That's a garbage film. They knocked 2 out of the equation. Okay? So basically, he got arrested that night, is the way they look at it. And he's been incarcerated ever since. They dismissed the fact that Michael Myers was her brother. They totally threw that out the window, and they made it a rumor. They even talk about it in the film. It's like, nah, that's just a rumor, blah, blah, blah. So we don't know exactly what Michael's obsession is with Laurie Strode. We know that he killed his sister at the age of like fucking 8, 10, whatever, when he was a clown and all this other shit. Halloween night, he busts out of Smith's Grove. He kills 4 or 5 of her friends, and tries to kill Laurie. Laurie escapes. We assume Dr. Loomis gets him. He's in jail. He gets out. All this stuff. Now, this is a spoiler if you haven't seen the 2018 Halloween.
Which is fabulous if you
It's a
haven't
great
seen
film,
it.
and it did wonders for the franchise. First thing is Blumhouse took it over, okay, which was a great move on that. Mustafa Akkad, who did the original one with John Carpenter, he passed away a while ago. So I want to say like one of his, I don't know who it is, if it's his son or some type of brother, but Malik Akkad was on this film, which I thought was great. Keeping it in the family with John Carpenter and all this other stuff. This was, I thought, was going to be a closing deal for Halloween. The spoiler is, Laurie Strode basically has her house booby-trapped the fuck. Lures him there. She finally gets him into the basement, locks him into a basement. She's got like this grate that covers the stairs so he can't get up. Meanwhile, she's got gas leaking throughout the whole house and ignites this house up in a blaze of fucking glory and cooks his fucking ass, right? No fucking escaping. You see him with the whole basement on fire.
And just looking up.
Looking up, staring at her, and he's Happy Halloween, Michael. She fucking books it.
Yep.
The only thing is, for some fucking reason, the last scene of that film is them getting away in a
back of a pickup
truck. Laurie is holding her daughter. Next to her daughter is her granddaughter, and it pans in on the kitchen knife.
And she's still holding it in her hand.
Like that. And they've done this before. They've done this in Halloween 5, when the little girl has the kitchen knife, and she goes and tries to stab her mother in the bathtub. She's wearing the clown suit. And Dr. Loomis is like, no! And he's fucking doing this whole fucking shit. You're thinking like she's gonna be the killer. Well, they totally threw that out the fucking window. They never tapped on that again. So I don't think they're gonna do this. So Jamie Lee Curtis posted up on her Twitter and I think on her Instagram, she posted a teaser. We will have a new Halloween this year. It comes out October 16th, and it's called Halloween Kills. They also confirmed that Halloween Ends. They're shooting this back to back, right? They're shooting this film together. Halloween Ends is going to come out October 2021. Okay, so we're gonna get
a year apart.
We're getting a Halloween this year, and then in 2021 we're gonna get another Halloween, and that's called Halloween Ends. Okay, so by them doing that, that kind of already tells me that nothing dramatic or nothing devastating is gonna happen in the second one. Okay, so my whole thing is because you know it's a trilogy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my whole thing is, we gotta have Michael Myers in it, otherwise it's gonna destroy this franchise. Okay.
Yep.
B, how the fuck did he escape? Did Laurie have a fucking tunnel in the basement?
Because had they gotten trapped down there and never got Michael down there, they would have had to have a way to get out.
Right. So I want to know how Michael got out of this fucking house that burned to a fucking crisp. Yeah, they have to bring him in. So, yeah, I'm all for it because when Halloween 2018 came out, it was such a success for the franchise, right? It did fucking great. It put the Halloween franchise as the #1 horror franchise of all time, beating out Friday the 13th that held the candle before. Now, Friday the 13th, 2020 is its 40th anniversary, right? This should be the fucking year of Jason. But due to the lawsuit, which we talked about in the previous video, we're not getting any Friday the 13th anything. NECA can't make any more toys. The video game stopped doing new content. There's no movies. LeBron James even came out, the basketball player, and said, hey, I'll fucking front the money for another one. They can't do it until this battle's done. So we're not getting a Jason picture this year, which we should, right? Even if this finalizes in June, which is what they're going for.
It's not going to be enough time.
It's not going to give them enough time to shoot and have everything done in less than 6 months and have it in the theater. So if we're lucky, 2021 will be the Friday the 13th year. But yes, we are getting a Halloween October 16th this year and October next year to close out this trilogy of this new, which I'm super excited for. I loved the 2018, and I'm hoping that Candyman does the same shit. Now, those are all the films that I care about. There's a whole bunch of other shit coming out. There's a horror movie called Antler coming out. There's a couple more haunting movies coming out. I'm more into like the slasher type shit, blood and gore, all that crap. So these are the films that I care about hitting the theater this year.
Right. The other ones we'll give a chance. We'll just wait for.
Yeah, we'll wait. Yeah, we'll watch this shit on Redbox or whatever.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm going to talk about here real quick is confirmed stuff that doesn't have a date. So it's in the works, or there's papers that they're going through. We are confirmed a Hellraiser reboot. And it is written by, here's the thing with Hellraiser though, I love the first three. Fucking love them. We haven't had a Hellraiser in the theater since the 90s. I think Bloodline was the last one in the theater. All the Hellraisers have gone straight to fucking video. And a lot of them, or straight to a streaming service. A lot of them have been garbage. That last one we watched with the cop and shit, that was a joke. I didn't like that one at all. This is being written by David S. Goyer. And David Goyer is the guy that wrote The Dark Knight. Oh, okay? So we're gonna, we should have some good fucking writing on this, all right? It is picked up by Spyglass Media. So we got a backing on it. So I'm pretty excited about this. I don't know if it's a reboot of the original or if it's a continuation from the original trilogy. I mean, I don't know where they're going with it. I'm hoping that the original Pinhead's in it, because we had a different Pinhead on that last one for the first time ever. It's always been the same guy, and I forgot his name. I think it's Doug something. I don't remember who originally played Pinhead, but that last Hellraiser we got, different dude, didn't like the film at all. It was short. Heather Langenkamp was in it for like 2 fucking minutes as a landlord, which was a joke fucking role for her. It was an abomination. This reboot or whatever it is, very excited for. Also, under Spyglass Media, we are getting a new Scream movie. And I'm super stoked about that. I saw all the Screams in the theater, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those were all written, they weren't all written by Wes Craven, but they were all directed by Wes Craven.
Did we pick up the 4th one yet?
I don't own the 4th one, no.
We hadn't found it
I got
yet?
the first 3. I got to buy the 4th one.
Okay.
But, yeah, saw all those in the theater, so I'll definitely be seeing this one. Now, I don't know the direction they're taking with this one. If it's a reboot of the first movie, or if it's going to be Scream 5. Scream actually had a TV show. It went to MTV. Had a couple seasons on there. I watched it. It was decent.
I remember.
They changed the mask a little bit. But all in all, it was pretty good. It kind of stayed true to the formula. It just didn't have that, it didn't have that 90s charisma that the original Scream did. So it's cool to see that Spyglass Media is working on Hellraiser and Scream. These are confirmed, just no release dates, or no titles, or what they're going with. Another thing that's confirmed is Nightmare on Elm Street reboot or continuation with Robert Englund and supposedly Heather Langenkamp. And they're working on an HBO series.
That's gonna be awesome.
Back in the VHS days, he had a Nightmare on Elm Street TV show.
Okay.
And I had a couple of them on VHS. You could buy volumes. And Freddy wasn't in a lot of them. He would like kind of host it like the Crypt Keeper. But he wasn't in a lot of them. Some of them he was, and then it'd be a story about something else. It was very Tales from the Crypt-ish.
Okay.
So I don't know what the HBO series is, if it's going to be about Freddy Krueger, if it's going to be, I heard rumors that it might be before he actually gets burned, and when he's the Springwood Slasher, like a prequel, before he starts invading nightmares and all that shit. I heard all kinds of stuff. But the reboot, or the continuation, nice thing about it is during all these lawsuits with everybody trying to claim back the original screenplays, the Wes Craven estates actually got this one handed to them from Time Warner. So when they were going to do that thing we were talking about where you could sue after 35 years old, they said, no, here you go. They were the only company that didn't fight it. They didn't fight it. They said, hey, take it. You know what I mean? So they gave it to the Wes Craven estates. And so they're gonna patch that out. I don't know who's doing it. Now, where I got the confirmation for this was from 2 very reputable horror sites, and one is bloodydisgusting.com, and the other one is Dread Central. I get a lot of horror news from them, and they're very legit. They have interviews. They have the whole 9 yards. So you could check out those websites. There also is, and I forgot to write it down, but we are getting a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, that's right. We talked about that.
Confirmed.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's a reboot or if it's a prequel. I don't know what it is. I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I do too, even though they're all the same. It's the same
but
thing.
I don't want another reboot of a reboot of a reboot. They did a prequel. They did this. It gets a little tiring. I like to see a new story, or continue it from one of the other reboots. Like, let's something new. I don't need to see the exact same story over and over again, just with a little twist and
Right.
So, but yes, that is confirmed.
That's exciting.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Also, I found for anybody that likes fan films, 2 fan films that are totally worth checking out. Just because we ain't getting a new Friday the 13th movie, and it's been over 10 years since we've had a Friday the 13th movie. Check out Friday the 13th Vengeance, which is a fan film that's done very well. It's low budget, right? You have to go.
Some of those fan films are.
Yeah, you have to go into it with an open mind. But the thing with Friday the 13th Vengeance is We have C.J. Graham, who played Jason Voorhees in the 5th one. No. 6th one. I think. I get them all mixed up. There's so many Jasons. The C.J. Graham actually plays Elijah Voorhees, Jason's dad. Or Elias, I'm sorry, Elias Voorhees. That's badass for him to do a fan film. We got music from Harry Manfredini in it. The great fan film if you want to get some new Jason, get your Jason fix off of it. Another one that was done very well is one called Never Hike Alone.
It's pretty good.
It's basically, it's filmed like a documentary, like a guy kind of shooting
his adventure,
a YouTube.
His hike.
He's shooting a YouTube video. Him hiking and promoting hiking gear and all this other shit, and he stumbles across Camp Crystal Lake.
Yep.
And starts trying to piece the murders together, and boom, fucking Voorhees is there. These are two fan films that are really good that I actually put a recommendation on. Last thing is, I haven't watched it yet, but I heard that there's a fan film that's getting a lot of great reviews. Is a reboot of Child's Play the correct way, and it's called Charles. So we saw the Child's Play remake with Mark Hamill doing the voice of it, and I was absolutely kind of like, afterwards I was like, oh my god, I was so disappointed with it. But it was a good movie. It was a good movie if it wasn't Chucky.
Yeah.
If they made an original character or an original doll with it, it was very fresh, it was clever, it was hip, it was awesome. But the fact that it was Chucky and it wasn't possessed by Charles Lee Ray and all this other shit, and it didn't have the cockiness of him and all that other stuff, it pissed me off. And I was like, this is not a Child's Play reboot. Charles, the fan film, is supposed to be that reboot that we wanted. I haven't watched it yet.
Is it shorter or is it?
I think it's shorter. I think it's like a half hour or something like that.
Oh, okay.
But you can find these up on YouTube. So that is going to do it for upcoming horror films in 2020. Hopefully you find some of this stuff intriguing. You go see it. Love to hear your comments in the comment section. Let us know what you're looking forward to, or if I didn't touch base on something, I missed something, let me know. I love finding out new shit about horror, especially. And
It's gonna be a good year.
That's gonna do it. It's gonna be a good year, man. We got a whole bunch of
excited.
gaming shit coming up. I'm super excited about that. February and March are gonna be crazy with retro gaming, and then we got all new consoles coming at the end of this year. We got, speaking of horror, the horror video game Dead by Daylight's getting an update like any fucking day now.
It was supposed to be a couple days ago, I think.
I think it was supposed to be on the 7th, and it didn't hit yet. I think Friday the 13th, the video game, is getting a patch update to fix some of the bugs. I know a lot of people have been bitching about that. So, I mean, yeah, a lot of fucking cool shit happening this year. We're going to try to touch base on it every week, let you know what's going on. So be sure to hit us up on Instagram and Twitter. I will put those links down below in the description. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. It helps us out a lot. And until the next one, we will catch you. Peace. Hair grease. We're out.
Bye.